Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for January 16, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're a little behind on the recorded meditation calls. There's been some issues that have gone on with being able to successfully record those without interruption or interference. But we are working on it so that we can get updated on several of the meditation calls that haven't been posted yet. And we have good people that have volunteered their time for all of us to do this, and it's greatly appreciated. Julie Joy with the Lightworkers channel has been met with some I'd say some low frequencies that have occurred with getting those meditation calls out to people so that they can use them. But we're working on it. We should be able to get it up to speed here in the next couple of days. Also, the TFCCs are usually posted on the website, weareonelightforall.net. And we do have, and we're trying to keep those posted, to be current. And I will be announcing another avenue that people can go and listen to them on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. There's a lot transpiring. I'm sure you're all aware. You're witnessing a elimination of structure of corruption in this country. And that's what is basically happening. You're actually seeing, the first time ever on this planet, for the most part, a elimination of the lower frequencies by their own hand. And this is going to make a lot of changes and shifts in the coming days and weeks. And you will be witness to it. When we look at, and this is a prime example for all of us to understand that it is imperative, if we choose, it is imperative for us to embrace the direction of thinking for ourselves, leading ourselves, and governing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I know I've talked about this a few times, and it bears being discussed more and more in the area of the prime law and the 12 visions. We must shift all things, and this is what we're doing. And this is without anger, this is without vindictiveness, revenge, deception, manipulation, which has usually been played on this civilization from its beginning, from its inception. So now what we have is a clearing due to the collective consciousness up, basically increasing its frequency of higher and higher deep eternal love. And it is the highest power source creation. And our transition is in full swing. Don't allow, it's easy for us to allow this, but try not to allow the infiltration of these low frequencies, because these low frequencies are familiar with us because we have, existed with them forever. So it's not like they're foreign. It's almost as if, they're kind of like friends because we've been so used to entertaining them. And it's really easy for us to open the door and just let them come on in. And it isn't in this time, in this now, it no longer has any stickiness, cannot stick to us. It just literally slips off. And what is our intention to begin with? Our intention is to learn, understand who and what we are from within, a journey within that we choose to take, that we are not forced into taking, but we decide, each of us, in thinking for ourselves, leading ourselves, and governing ourselves, to go within and to understand who and what we are, and to begin to master our ego minds and oversee them through the heart mind, and to reprogram the subconscious mind. No, it's just cleaning out the cupboards with the subconscious mind and putting new things in it. That's putting it simple, making it simple. So you notice and I know a lot of people have been talking to me about this, a major shift, and it isn't drummed up, it's not invented. It is a feeling that we're all experiencing within us. It is a surge of understanding that we have within us. It is a communication with our God within us. And we are careful not to be tricked or any longer manipulated into giving our attention and energies to redundant activities of the lower frequencies. They serve us no purpose at all. And you'll notice that people that do view this on such a corrupt field it will get people irritated. It'll get them frustrated. And that's exactly what we don't care to indulge in, so to speak. We are more interested in uplifting ourselves and the civilization. The more of this civilization that moves into happiness and bliss and joy, you will see many things shift and change on this planet. We have a lot of things to do. We all know it. We have a lot of things to apply our love to, and our joy and our bliss, to assist with this massive transition. And what we're doing now is we literally have been laying the groundwork for the transition, and the transition has engaged. And the landing strips are clear to receive incoming transition of planet Earth Gaia. And this meditation is about transition. Transitions, because of the fact that when you become aware, each of us becomes aware in our own way, we start to understand many things about ourselves, and we start to realize that, I want to forgive myself for a lot of things that I may be harboring and that I've accumulated throughout this life. And I'm going to do that. And you know how simple it is. Through the heart mind, and when you are in silence or quiet or in meditative or just being, you go within and you say that you forgive yourself. And it makes a huge difference because it's real. It's not trumped up or anything. It's real. And it shifts your frequency to a higher frequency. You are much more uplifted, nowhere near as burdened. We carry this stuff, and it's very difficult for us to transition because we get mucked and mired, and none of us are exempt from this. We get mucked and mired and are within ourselves on how we view ourselves, how we look at ourselves, how we see ourselves. And again, it's nothing about anything outside of us. It's all about within us. Because once we get that perfectly clear and concise and conscious, we're consciously aware, I mean, to carry around the kingdom of God, the God within you, excuse me, is absolutely, there's no words to describe it. And the more of this civilization that embraces that in their own way, the more spectacular transitions will occur. We transition from hate, anger, vileness, debauchery, violence, all of these things. We transition into deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitudes, happiness, and bliss. Where can you picture this civilization and everyone moving into that, to transition from this low vibrational frequency that we have been literally mucked and mired in, and to literally elevate ourselves into joy, into peace, and to the bliss that we are with the God within us? This is part of the understanding of why we must go within and meet the God that we are, and understand, not only meet the God that we are, but understand the God that we are. Okay? How many times in this life have you gone about and you said to yourself, I wish I would have taken more time to understand this, therefore I wouldn't have myself in the situation I am currently in? We've all done that, you know. And the funny thing is that with ourselves, we're really hard, and we're really critical of ourselves at times. And we don't know it sometimes. We'll be talking to ourselves and call ourselves stupid, other things, because of maybe we did something and we caught ourselves, whatever. But the effort and the energy is basically within us. And it is all within us. And once we get that straightened out with ourselves, then externally we interact with the rest of source creation, which is our brothers and sisters, everything. We know who we are. Do you know how massively impactful that is for this planet, Earth, Gaia, and the civilization? That we know who we are, that we have cleared the way for ourselves, that we have forgiven ourselves deeply, and that we have moved ourselves knowingly, consciously, through the heart-mind, into deep gratitude 24/7, and deep eternal love 24/7. Yes, we have to remind ourselves, because of this current structure that's been illusory put into place to entertain us and to keep us diverted. But as we awaken, you know, like I say, there's those just opening their eyes, there's those rubbing their eyes, and then there's those wide-eyed. And there's just different transitions, that are taking place with this planet, Earth, Gaia, and ourselves. And you can't believe the consensus as far as the population of the planet at all. Just like everything else, most things are just guessing or false. But we're looking at over 9 billion to maybe 10 billion on Earth, Gaia's currently. We have many more beneath the planet, above it and below it, of different civilizations. And then you lose track there because you just don't know. Most planets, in fact, I don't know of any planet that keeps track of the population. Right? With technologies, you can scan a planet within a matter of seconds and know just how much life form is on it, and above and below it. So when everything is reliant for this transition with each and every one of us, everything. People say, well, why is everything? because we are everything. Our intentions actually form the structure of any civilization that we are in. Our attitudes structure and create everything that we're in. Now, it may not be for many conscious awareness, but it is still coming from all of us. And consciousness, and I've said this so many times before, it literally creates the universes. Our consciousness, our collective consciousness, just here on this Earth, Gaia planet, we create solar systems. We create the cosmos, the universes. Now, that's never been really brought up or discussed because they don't know how to go about doing that. Reason is because they don't want to literally accept the fact to know that they are gods. And our consciousness, through the heart mind, overseeing the ego mind, through the subconscious mind, is what creates everything. So everything going on this planet was created by the civilization. Either unconscious or conscious. Either well-intended or ill-intended. We have created everything that we are engaged with in these lives. So see, there's no such thing as blame. That's a structure, an invention of this matrix. There's no such thing as blame, right? And there's no such thing as fault. These are all words to generate guilt and undeservedness. This is about all of us being aware of who and what we are, and that's what it takes for each and every one of us to discover that because we want to. We desire that. Not because we have to, it's because we want to. And so when we do that, we start to understand literally what we are, who we are, and what our abilities are. Because they've been hidden since the beginning, since these bodies were created, it's been hidden. And we've been diverted and distracted for eons. And now it's come full circle, and we are literally awake to the extent where we know that all of this, we no longer need to give it energy or attention. It doesn't serve us. It never did. It separates the family of this planet. It separates source creations of that which we are out of deep eternal love. So we transition. We make these transitions, and the challenges for us, which we're aware of, is our ego mind, our subconscious mind, how we've been trained to perceive and view things, how we've been trained and guided to accept certain things. As that you accept them as, you've got to accept that as a reality, because that's just the way it is. And that's not the way it is. And the only way that this planet is the way it is because we have been tricked into believing things and then creating them. That's why. It isn't because of a handful of off-worlders. It isn't because of twisted, demonic created beings. It is because we have been tricked and deceived into believing things, therefore we create them into being. The fact of the matter is that you cannot be the power that you truly are if you are mucked and mired in the understanding that you are powerless, that you are small, weak, that you have no voice, and you have no abilities. So you better just hide and wait it out type of attitude. See? And that's not who and what we are. But it's been played on us for a very long time. And now we are awakening to the fact that that's not us. And it isn't with anger and fear that we have. We just identify it. That's not us. That's not me. Okay? So what does this do for you? It infuses you to understand that I shall no longer give attention or my authority or energy or frequency to this muck and mire situation on planet Earth Gaia. And we don't. And isn't it amazing when you don't, how much different you begin to feel? How much less goopy, heavy, stressed? A lot of it leaves you. And the only time it returns is when you allow the ego mind to step in and do the same thing it's done for the majority of our existence in these bodies. So we choose, all of us, we choose, each of us. We choose to experience the God within us. We choose to embrace the love that we are. We choose to know ourselves and to learn about ourselves. How many of us have ignored that and have just looked outside of ourselves? And how many of us have discussed with ourselves, why am I this way? And how often are we feeling guilty about how we are, and how we aren't loving of ourselves and gentle with ourselves? This is once we are in mastership of this with ourselves, only then can we then go out and create lifelong romance. Period. That's the only way. And everybody looks for it outside of themselves because they don't really understand who and what they are. And that's not a negative. It's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. How many people would have enough confidence through their heart minds to say you're in a conversation with somebody, I just don't know myself well enough, and I am pursuing that right now. And I hope that you can understand that and identify with that, because I am literally learning about who and what I am. Now, most people would think you were absolutely a dingbat Fruit Loop, okay? But not as many as there used to be would have that response. That's shifted quite a bit. And you might get surprised where someone will say, I can understand and appreciate that. And then, of course, you feel even better, say, because you weren't rebuked, you weren't ignored, or you weren't shut down. So this is all a synergy amongst all of us. It is literally a group participation of this civilization. Those of us who are really awake, those of us who are kind of awake, and those of us who are just awakening, and those of us who are still asleep. It makes no difference where we're at, because literally we are all one, and we affect each other. And once we know that, once we're aware of that, then those of us who engage with the transition of this planet Earth Gaia, where we literally move the entire civilization to higher frequency. And it's not like they're denying that, it's that they are literally wishing for it. And we sense and feel these frequencies. The more awake we become, the more aware we become of who and what we are, we sense more. We literally feel more. And I don't know about any of you, but I think we're all in agreement that we would like to see all of our brothers and sisters, all life of this planet, in bliss, joy, and happiness and peace. That is our main direction, so that the planet is uplifted, so that Gaia can awaken and be refreshed and renewed, so that the highest value in the universe is life, and we all respect that, and we all revere that, and we make that transition into a reality. and that we all understand that we are the God. We all understand that. Not the way that a lot of these others have portrayed and through their ego minds depicted themselves as over others, who have, stood over others, who others had to bow to. Silly, absolutely silly. Does it make any sense that we're all gods all across this universe, and that there are those with such ego minds that they feed off of other gods, bowing to them, worshiping them? It's silly. It's absolutely silly. So we're transitioning, and everything we do in the course of our day, the days that we have, indeed gratitude, we are transitioning. We're shifting. We're looking at A and B and C, and we're saying, you know what? I'm going to choose A because A helps with the increase of the collective consciousness and the vibrational frequency of the planet. So I'm going to spend my time over here with that, and I'm going to assist with that transition. Now, if you know yourself and you're journeying within, that shouldn't be too difficult. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure most of us are, or all of us. And the first thing we want to do is relax our bodies. Try talking with your body, having conversations with it on a daily basis. You see how it's doing. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Is there anything I can do to help you, assist you? And the body returns it by saying that, yeah, I'm doing darn good. What can I do to help you with? What are you worried about? What are you fearing that we can dispel? So you communicate with the body. And once the body understands that you aren't ignoring it, you'd be amazed at what happens. Okay? And because of this, your intent, see, and as you transition from worry, stress, and fear about things with your body, and you leave that muck and mire, and then you move into a higher elevation of frequency, and all of that stuff dissipates. It vaporizes away. And so guess where your intent and attention is? It is communicating with your body and spending your directions into improving the function of your body, helping it feel good. Because when it feels good, guess what? You do more. You are clearer. You have higher motivation. You then move into more bliss. It is the body, the temple that holds the God, that must be strong, clean, vibrant. Therefore, the God can shine through. So the body relaxes. So once we get the body to start relaxing, then we move into the now. The now is all we ever have. The now is the past, present, and the future. And the now stills the ego mind and the subconscious mind. Because all we're doing is in the moment, in the very now, we are focused on exactly in that moment. Only that moment. It transitions us completely out of what we have habitualized ourselves in, and that is living in the past, bringing it into the future to create our future. Okay? Or wandering into the future and wondering what your future is going to be. Okay? Am I going to meet the one? Am I going to have money? All of these things are either the past or the future. The past creates the future because, unfortunately, most of us bring the past into the future, and then we create our future. Instead of being in the now, because in this very now, all of us are in, we are creating our futures. Each of us are masters of our genes. We literally are in charge of our genes. Okay? That should tell you a lot. Now, it doesn't mean that we are cognizant to that yet, but we will be. And so by being in the now, whatever you're doing in the now, that's all you focus on. That's all you give gratitude towards. And you'll be amazed on what transitions and shifts you experience. And none of them are low frequency. Now, we relax the body, we're in the now, and we want to breathe. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As we breath in, we literally sustain and hold it for 3 seconds. And here's the 3 seconds. I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. That's 3 seconds. And then we breath out through the mouth, and we take this breath in through the nose very easily, very kindly, and we bring it right in. And then we breath out through the mouth very nicely and easily. And we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Now, the reason we hold it is because we all know it focuses us on the now. It's a wonderful tool for us to utilize, to make the transitions, because we are literally focused on the breathing, which is in the now. It cannot be in the past, it cannot be in the future, it is the now. So whenever we're trying to sleep, whenever we go into slumber, whenever we lay our head down on the pillow, majority of us do not get good rest. See, we don't. We have all kinds of things that we're embracing and entertaining and giving intention to, all kinds of things that we will worry, stress, and fear about, all kinds of things. And therefore, it isn't easy for us to just sleep. So, when we focus on the breath before we sleep, and we literally feel the breath in through the nose, feel the breath out through the mouth, and we focus on it, you'll understand that you're in the now and you're breathing in and breathing out. And what happens is that all of that stuff, all of those just thoughts, and that's all they are, is thoughts. I wish the civilization could get to the point, and I believe it will, where they will understand that these are just thoughts. They're nothing else. They have no reality. Seriously, none. And only I have the power to create these thoughts, to embrace them and turn them into a reality. Once we understand that fully, then we will be that much more masters of who and what we are, and how to apply that mastership, and how to transition from one step to the next. So as we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy. The divine positive energy is constant. It is the highest of the deepest eternal loves and the deepest of gratitudes. It is constant. The issue that we have is that most of us are not conscious. It might sound a little strange because we are conscious, but we are, again, tricked and manipulated into believing that we're bicameral, which means the right and the left brain talk, and people hear voices and commands coming from somewhere, and they don't know where, but they think it's a divine intervention or something. It is the right and left brain talking. That's all it is. And that's bicameral. Okay? And so, even though we're conscious, we still have been tricked into being bicameral. So that's part of our transition of understanding. Without anger, without fear, without hatred, revenge, or anything. We just transition out of it because we know, okay, this isn't a reality. Therefore, I shall no longer create it. I am conscious. I am self-thinking. I am self-governing. I am self-leading. I am love. I am gratitude. I am joy. I am peace. I am bliss. I am abundance. I am prosperity. I am wealth. I am gentleness. I am tranquility. I am benevolence. I am generous. I am humble. I am confident without ego. So we're the transition. So this positive, divine positive energy comes in through the God that we are, through the heart mind, and it's frequency, it's a vibration. It is a feeling that we get throughout us, inside now. It's a knowing. Now, when we breath out, we're breathing out all of the things that we no longer wish to entertain. Thoughts that we don't care to turn into realities. This thought, you can go. I'm not interested in you. Much love, bye. This thought I will embrace because this thought I can use. This thought I can create a reality with. Okay? This thought I can create value. I can build wealth for myself and the civilization. So all of this, that when we breath out, we're eliminating the things that we no longer wish to embrace without reluctance, okay? Without unsureness. We have a definitive understanding of who and what we are. We begin to know that. And we understand that these thoughts, we will not entertain them. They're just not something that we will bring in and create into a reality. That's a very strong transition for us. Now, we also are in the heart mind. This is where we operate while in these bodies. And the heart mind oversees the ego mind and the subconscious. Now, the God within us, we are one with our God. We love our God. We embrace our God. And we have transitioned with the understanding that we are gods. So we're all one. We're just together as one. All communicating with each other. The body, the heart, mind, and the God within. So the temple, which is the body, the heart, mind, and the God within, the kingdom of God. We all communicate with each other, and we are all one. And we are all love. So then, we have others with us all the time. They choose to be with us. They don't have to be with us, nor we them. But they choose to be. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. All of them. There are trillions of them. They vibrate in a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But they do appear. They do come in humanoid form at times. It's just that a lot of us aren't aware of it until later it hits us. We feel them every day. A lot of us talk to them every day. A lot of us will sit and counsel with them every day. Do you think they're any higher than the gods within us? No, they're not. Sometimes they surround us. They can house themselves in very small spaces because of the frequency that they vibrate at. So they can literally be in a very small area, thousands of them, as they surround us at times. Some of us have 10, 15, 20,000 around us. It's a massive, it's immense, it's phenomenal. Yet we're so diverted and so distracted that we don't know this. And they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. And they're with us right now. And the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Saint Germain, Gaia, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pell, Thought, all of them, many, many, many more, are with us. They too are the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. and the highest of deepest gratitudes. Now, they have ascended out of body and are in God form. See? We have ascended into body to experience. So our gods are in the body, their gods are outside their body. They have mastered many things, learned many things. What do you think we're doing? We're mastering and experiencing many things, learning many things. Is there any kind of a difference there? Not really. Just some are further along in their journey than others. And they are with us. We're with them. So when we form, as we form this circle of light, this halo, we all arm in arm, hand in hand, form it in huge numbers, just with the three groups of us. And as we do this, we encapsulate the planet, ourselves, and all life in a protective field. And the field is high frequency of deep eternal love. It is the highest power of creation. And so we are reminded of some of the abilities that we do have that we have not exercised, nor have acknowledged or accepted within us. One is the emerald green flame and healing light of Archangel Raphael. Raphael carries this as a reminder to remind us that we too have this ability of healing. The purple, violet, blue light of Archangel Michael. This is the strength, resolve that we are. The white fire is our armor. The white fire is our deep eternal love and our deep eternal gratitude. It cannot be penetrated. You cannot be blemished. The purple transmuting flame is our ability to vaporize, transmute any low frequencies or dark matter frequencies. We neutralize it into neutral light substance. Then we bring in our violet ray to cleanse that where it was. And then we send it back to the great central sun, never to return. The only way that we are not protected is when we open the door by lowering our frequencies into survival matter frequencies. So as long as we are cognizant and conscious about this, it won't happen. So you are protected 24/7. The only thing that can convince you otherwise is the ego mind. So we all are the light of source creation. Not the Luciferian light, but the light of source creation, of all that there is. The reason that we emit this light frequency is because the God within us vibrates at such a high level of deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude that it gives off this brilliant light, which literally grays out the darkness of space. That is bright light. And so we begin to levitate ourselves above the planet. And as we do this, we step outside the body. It's with ease, and we float above the body. And as we float above the body, we are compelled to call out to the other source creations, our other brothers and sisters, all of the light energy beings that are, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those of the high frequency, who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love and the deepest gratitudes, can join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind. They're in gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness. They are in tranquility, benevolence, peace, joy, bliss. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex will fill this universe. They come in the thousands of Gugaplexes and more. They come from every angle. They float in, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in the circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of these civilizations, there are many. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, tranquility, benevolence, generous, humble, peace, joy, bliss. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, the off-worlders, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Syrians, the Pleiadians, all of these civilizations, and there are many, many, many more. And only those who are of the frequency of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest, deepest of gratitudes, join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in deep, full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind. They are in gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, peace, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence. And they come arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, in freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones. All of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are of the frequency of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment. They're in non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, benevolence, tranquility, bliss, peace, joy. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, kindness, gentleness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence. And they come, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. They come in the trillions, in shapes, sizes, colors, configurations, and forms of which we have never laid eyes upon. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they are with us now in this meditation, in this circle of light, in this now. Their gods are with our gods are with their gods. They are of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one, and we are all love, and we and our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Literally lifting the very fabric of sword creation into the highest of deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. The frequency can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You can feel this frequency flood you, saturate your physical body, head to toe, inside and out. Flood your kingdom of God, the God that you are, the heart of God, the eyes of God, the mind of God, the consciousness of God. We are flooded and saturated 24/7. This frequency continually uplifts us. We choose this transition. Each of us choose this transition. Each of us hold the essence. As drops of the golden ocean, we hold the essence of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. The essence of creation. We are fulfilled with the kingdom of God within our temples. We continually raise our vibrational frequencies so that the God within can shine forth to all life, to all creation. And we look down in the transition on this planet to all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universes, as it begins to elevate itself from the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia, into a higher and higher awareness and beingness, and a major transition for each of us in this entire civilization, and this entire planet Earth, Gaia. And we're bathed in it, and we're embraced by the gods that we are, and we are loved deeply. And we are all generous, and we are all humble, and we are all peaceful, and we are all love, and we're all joy, and we're all bliss, and we're all benevolent, and we're all tranquil. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. feel it every single inch of the transition. You take it with you the rest of the day into the evening, into the night, and the following morning. Breathe it in, embrace it, because this is a full-fledged journey within each and every one of us that we are discovering who and what we are, and we're embracing it. And we're increasing our vibrational frequencies. We're making a major transition for ourselves on this planet and beyond. We'll be back here at 3 p.m. Eastern, January 17th, 2020, Friday.